If you guys anyone not at subscribe, please do the subscribe and you will get the notifications on. Okay. Our aim session. We are discussing about the component. Component is a modular unit which is used to render the specific content to the page. Component can hold other components as well. So component can have the edit behavior. Component can have the edit behavior. Edit behavior using dialog. Using dialog. So component important properties. Component properties. Component properties. There are the properties are like I would say JSR title is the one property, and the purpose of what is the purpose of JSR title? JSR title is the property which is used to access or call the component on the page. Call the component on the page. Okay. Next we have the component group. Component group is the property where I would mention next component group. Component group is the property which is used to classify the components, guys. Classify the components. Classifying the components because what does it means? For example, there is a project. In that project, there are 1,000 components. So how we can classify? In Sajja also there are different batches, right? Morning we have the Java batch, evening we have the AEM batch. So how you are classifying? Using some name, right? Here also, if the project contain number of components, we can give the group name. If you give the group name means the components are belong to that group. For example, there are 1,000 components and categories the components like this. 250 components are belong to some medical and 250 components are belong to some education and 250 components are belong to some food related. So whenever new resource will come into the project and when we go with that code base, so by seeing that group name itself, they can identify this component belong to this one, this component belong to this one, right? So here the thing is component group is the property which is used to classify the components. We are classifying the components. We are declaring this is the component belong to this one. Okay, that is the property of the component group. JCR title and component group. Okay. Next here, this is the we have the child node. Child node we can say dialog. This is called CQ dialog, and the purpose of CQ dialog is which will give edit behavior to the component. Edit behavior to the component. So generally, when author will author the data will be stored in that content node. So where actually author can able to author the data, there is an interface called dialog. There is an interface called dialog. So there is one session I will take care about how to create that dialog from scratch. So as of now, you have to remember what is dialog. Dialog which will give edit behavior to the component. Dialog which will give edit behavior to the component. Component. Okay. JCR title, component group, child node we have CQ dialog. CQ dialog. Once you are familiar with this one, next is the process. How to create component. How to create component. So there is a stepwise I am going with. So first component. Before that, there are three types of components we have, guys. We have types of components. Types of components. In AEM, There are three types components we have, guys. Core components and proxy components, and the third one we have custom components. Custom components. Core components meaning, so Adobe team they already implemented few of the components, and they provided to us. Why they are providing? Because we can implement the project very easily by using those core components. Okay, so Adobe core components meaning already implemented by the Adobe team. So simply when based on the requirement, we can also use those core components. Now there is a components called proxy. Proxy components are called dummy components. Why I am calling those dummy components? Because so these dummy components just a folder. It will not having any content and all. So it can inherit the content from parent of that folder and all. So that is the reason that we are calling. I will show you what is proxy components and all. As of now, you have to remember types of components. There are three types of components you have. So first one is core components, second one is proxy components, third one is custom components. Third one is custom components. So what we are doing? We are doing with the custom component. This custom component also can able to create. There are two ways. One is by using crxt, second one is by using dot content dot xml. There are two ways to create the component. So as of now I am going with the component using crxt. How to create the component? So there are stepwise I am going with. So create content node and mention as jcr primary type as CQ component. And step number 2, create file, create HTML file, mention file name and node name, component node name should be the same. Mention HTML file name and component node name should be the same. Node name should be same. Okay, should be same. Next, third one, properties. Add the properties. Add the component properties. What are the properties we discussed? There are two properties, right? JCR title and the second one is component group. Component group. Next, fourth one is add the child node. Add the child node. Child node meaning dialog, CQ dialog. So while creating the component, we have to follow these 4 steps, guys. We have to follow these 4 steps. Okay, same steps what I told you. I can follow the same steps and then I can try to create the component, and then we can see the component is coming or not on the page. Okay. So go to your project. Okay, in my case, my project is August batch project, right? So go to your project and open crxt. So where actually all components are available? UI apps. Go to crxt and then the batch, that is August, right? This is August batch, and I am going inside of that components. These are all are predefined components. Okay, these already available, already predefined components. Now I would like to create my own component. How you can create? So there is a component option, right? Right click on that option, components, and there is an option called create, and go to create node. So here I would like to mention the name which I am giving variation. Okay, so in our case, you can give any name, variation, and type is CQ component. CQ component. This is the type. This is the mandatory step. And click on that OK. And every time keep on saving. Every time Control S. And right click on it. And there is a so first step is done, right? I created the node and I mentioned as the JSR primary type as JSR comp. Once you are done with the first step, then there is a next step called create HTML file and mention the HTML file and node name should be the same. Go to the content node, whatever the node which you created just now, right click over it and there is an option called create and create file and mention what version.html. Done. Step number 2 also done. Now third step is add the component properties. Add the component properties. So what are the properties we have? So first one is the JSR title. Here you can add the JSR title. JSR title where I would mention on add, and then now the next thing is component group. Component group. So as of now what I am doing, this component group I am copying from the hello world is the predefined one, and from there I am copying the component group. So simply I am coming to here and then I am doing the paste here. Okay, done. This is also done, right? So as of now total 3 steps I completed. First step is I created the node and mentioned the type as component. Second step is I created the HTML file. I mentioned the component name, name and HTML file name is the same. And third step is this one, which means I added the two properties. One is the component group. Okay, what is the purpose of JSON type? What is the purpose of component group? Already know. So once you are familiar with this one, dialog. So this dialog. So there I will take one session how to design the dialog from scratch level. What actually what I am doing right now, the dialog which is already existing one in the hello world component. So simply I am doing the copy paste. So simply right click over the dialog of that hello world and then I am coming to version and then simply I am doing the paste. So which means save all. So if I open the dialog, this is the dialog design actually, like a dialog, content, items, and dialog items. So if I expand this one, but this is the structure you have to follow the same. No, based on the requirement, you can design the dialogues. You can design the dialogues. Okay, fine. And here I would like to write some text. The text is something like this is called variation component. Save the file and you can type the text. This is called variation component data is rendering on the page. This is some dummy text. Okay, go with any page. Go to our project. So localhost AEM start.html and go to sites. We have the August batch and open EN page. Edit the page. Come here and then drag the components. Come right here. So see here, patient component data is rendering on the page. If you click on that, you can get the edit. This is the edit now. Okay, so how we can dialog and all that you can see later. But as of now, you have to understand how to create the component. This is clear. Anyone has any issues in this area? So I repeat once again, what is component? Component is a modular unit which is used to render the specific content on the page. Component can hold other components as well. Component can have the edit behavior using dialog. Component have the properties like JSR title which is used to access the component on the page. And component group which is used to classify the components, and next we have the child node which will give the edit behavior to the component. There are three types of components we have in AEM: core components, proxy components, and custom components, and how to create the component. This is the process. Okay, create the content node and mention the primary type, and create a step file and mention the component name and file name should be the same at the dialog, and do all the things, and then try to add